Welcome, heroes, legends, and warriors of Sanctuary. My name is Omni and I am your guide to Diablo Immortal. Welcome to the Ultimate Rune Guide. In today's video, I'm going to go over all of the absolute best runes. We're going to know exactly which runes you have to get and how to look at runes. You look at a rune and you're saying, all these numbers, all these affixes, how do I tell if a rune is good or not? We're going to go over that. We're going to get you exactly how to understand how much value each rune has and when is the time for you to buy a rune. Okay, because runes, they drop in value extremely fast. It is something that I don't suggest you investing on right away. This is something that will lose all value over the course of the next year. So, let's get right into it. Alright, right now everyone should have blue runes. Alright, the blue runes are the minimum that you should have. You should have a whole set of blue runes by now, just by farming. If you don't, you can just go to the market and buy one for 900 plat. So for a full set of runes, of blue runes, it'll cost you about 7k plat. So that's definitely worth it. Now we're going to be talking about the runes that I'm going to be talking about today, yellow and orange. But first, let's talk about the difference between a blue, a yellow, and an orange rune just by the modification of base attributes of equipped item increased by 5%. Okay, so on blue runes, it is the base attribute of equipped item is increased by 5%. So that makes this shield have 3,333 attack. We're going to compare and see how much difference this matters. So a blue rune that everyone should have will make it so that I have 47,844 attack. Now, if I change it to a yellow rune, instead of 5% attack bonus, I will get a 6% attack bonus. And it increases to 47,850. Alright, so that's an increase of 6 attack. 6 attack out of 47,850 means there is no difference. Okay, so the base attribute increase, the base attribute increase number is not of your total attack. It is simply the attack on that particular piece of gear, and it makes no difference if it's a gray rune, a blue rune, a yellow rune, or an orange rune. I'm going to put an orange rune on, and now the difference between a blue and an orange is 3%. It goes, blue rune has 5% increase, orange rune has 8% increase. And it increases from 47,844 to 47,861. Okay, I mean that's about 17 out of 47,861. Now, many of you may be thinking to yourself, well, I only have 30,000 attack, or I only have 20,000 attack. Even if you only have 20,000 attack, an increase of 17 attack out of 20,000 is minuscule. It is not worth your time or money to get 3% more attack on that piece. So it's not 3% of your total attack. It is some stupid tiny number. And that is why I am mostly wearing yellow runes. I have not upgraded to orange runes. You can see that I just bought some fire runes, yellow runes yesterday for 10k. A Zah rune for 65k. So I bought 2 Zah runes for 65k yesterday. It was a really good deal. Alright, so Zah runes, when they came out about 2 months ago, about 2 months ago, Zah runes came out. They were 240k for one rune. And all of these runes, all the runes, you know how the blue runes now are 900 plat. All these runes are going to drop to almost nothing, because there's going to be new, better runes that keep coming out. In 2 days, there will be new runes. But you're saying, why are you making this video now? Well, this is the time to buy. When these new runes are coming out, whales are not going to be buying runes. They're going to be waiting for the new, the greatest, the latest, the greatest, the best runes, because they have a shiny orange color. And it's like, yeah, I mean, if you want to be the best, why would you buy something that's second best? There's a huge reason. I don't want to spend 200k plat and have it drop to 10k plat in 2 months. That is a huge amount of plat to just drain down the toilet. However, when the new runes are coming out, you have a lot of people that are not going to be buying. All the whales are not going to be buying. So that is the time to buy. So I'm buying my Zah runes. And since we're not looking at the base attribute, 8% attack is nothing. Since we're not looking at that, we are looking at the 4% crit hit chance. The Zah rune is triple S tier, the best rune in the game. 4% crit, and you have 2 offhands. You get 2 Zah runes. That is 8% crit. 8% crit. No other way can you so easily get 8% crit. You may be able to get some crit from gear. However, every time you upgrade your gear, that crit may disappear. Let's compare it to the Urs rune, the URS. The URS rune is the yellow equivalent for the offhand. So it gives you 4.5% primary attack. And you're saying, well, I mean, I use primary attack all the time. You don't use primary attack all the time in PvP. Most classes do not use primary attack all the time in PvP. You do, I mean, maybe if you're a Tempest, or if you are a Demon Hunter. Even Demon Hunters, like, have a lot of skills. When crit chance, it applies to skill damage, primary attack damage. It's so universal. Crit hit chance 4% is on you all the time. When you limit yourself to a rune like primary attack, 4.5% primary attack, it's only when you primary attack. In a lot of builds that I use, like for Necro, you don't use primary attack all that much. Barb, you don't use primary attack all that much in the Hammer build. It's like only certain builds you can use that primary attack. 4% crit, and then there is 0 damage increase when you're using skills. So only maybe like the 20% of the time that you're using primary attack you get any boost with the yellow version. Alright, let's take a look at the Fa rune. And let me explain why I chose the Fa rune. And the difference between why I went for orange over this yellow is, well, the yellow skill damage increased by 3% for just 10k plat is a steal. It's a great deal. Now, if you compare it to the orange version, which is still 70k plat, the 70k plat, the orange version, increases crit hit damage by 6%. So it's a bigger number than skill damage, right? However, it does not apply unless you crit hit. I'm just going to guess that you're not going to be crit hitting 100% of the time. You're going to be crit hitting maybe 30% of the time. So, your increase of damage is actually 30% of 2%, right? Your crit hit damage is increased by 6%, right? But you're only going to be critting about 30% of the time. So that is why I don't think that the Lev rune, the 6% hit crit hit damage, it's just not worth 70k. If the Lev rune drops down to about 25k, I will buy it, and it will actually be a good deal. The Lev rune is not worth 70k in my opinion, simply because crit hit damage is conditional on you being able to crit hit. Crit hit chance, though, has no condition. It just basically almost like doubles your ability to crit hit. I mean, normally most people don't have that much crit hit unless they farm a metric ton and have all crit hit gear on all their pieces of gears. And most people don't do that. There are a few people who min-max and farm all the time and do have crit hit on all their gears. But 8% crit on 2 main hands is ridiculous, and it is absolutely guaranteed be the best runes ever, the Zah runes. The Lev runes I will buy when it drops down to 25k, okay? So that's why I'm sticking with the Fa runes. Alright, now, a lot of you may be saying, well, all of these runes are going to be obsolete in 2 days, when the next set of runes drop. Well, they aren't, because the new runes are going to be platinum. If you ever get one of the new runes, you can sell it for 200k platinum. It is pure platinum that you can sell, and you can buy sapphires, you can buy citrines, you can buy aquamarines, you can buy topaz, all of these other the secondary gems, which are permanent boosts to your ability of fighting in this game. Or you can buy, legendary gems. All of these things are permanent. Now, if you socket one of those new legendary runes that is even stronger, like for example, the next set, the equivalent of the Lev rune, will have another line. Okay, so it might have 6 crit hit damage, and then it has another line. But to me, that extra line is not worth 220k platinum. That's not worth it to me. Especially since in another 60 days probably, it's going to be worth a lot less. So that's why I never buy those brand new things. Okay, let's take a look and let's rate the other orange runes. Next we have Laz rune. Laz rune allows you to gain a shield. A Laz rune is on my pants, and I bought it because I was going to fight in a 3v3 in Rite of Exile, and I wanted that extra shield. Now it's just 10% little shield, but no one really knows like how OP that is. So I had to buy it and I had to test it. And right now, I just took off my Phoenix Ashes gem. So now I'm gonna go into a rift and show you just how much shield that is. It's 10% shield. It isn't 10%. Here, take a look. This is the shield you get from the Laz rune, the orange pants rune. Look at my HP bar. It's in the top left hand corner. That little sliver of white, that's the shield you get from the Laz rune. It is tiny. Tiny sliver of white. It will not keep you alive. That tiny shield, you're just gonna die. I mean, that's not enough shield to keep you alive. The only reason I'm still alive is because of my savior pet. But yeah, I got that shield and I still immediately died. That tiny shield from the Laz rune only lasted for maybe 1/10 of a second. That's how long it lasted. Then it disappeared. The only reason you were able to see that sliver of a shield was because I slowed time down. I put it on slow motion. I slowed it all the way down so that you would be able to see how big that shield was. Yeah. So I just use... I would recommend just using the ATI rune. It's 3k platinum. It's not 30k platinum. It's not 50k platinum. There's no real reason for that shield. That shield is tiny. If the last rune drops down to 15k plat, I think that would be a good time to buy it. So when the last rune comes down to 15k plat, it would be a decent price for it. But the ATI rune is just as good. Now we're talking about these runes because, yeah, once again, the new runes that are coming out in 2 days. Once you get it, sell that thing right away. Sell it right away. Easy 200k plat. Don't think twice about it. Sell that and convert that into secondary gems. Save some of that plat and you can buy some of these other runes, right? You can buy yourself a whole set of these runes after a month or two. Now, let's take a look at the 5 rune, okay? 5 rune, your crit chances will increase the loss of control duration by 16%. In theory, that's a very long time, right? 16% is a long time. I don't know about that. I'm going to be frozen or stunned for a second and a half. 16% of a second and a half isn't very long. So, I don't know about that. The Oath rune are pretty strong. Skill cooldown is by 4%. Alright, the Oath rune is for head and shoulders. Skill cooldown reduced by 4%. So why didn't I get Oath runes? Why am I still using the yellow equivalent, the tier runes? Why am I still using tier runes? And that is because all the classes that I play like Barbarian, I play Necromancer, I play some Tempest, I play Blood Knight. All these classes are highly buff oriented. So you have lots of buffs, and 4.5% beneficial effect duration will, if you have 2 of them, your head and your shoulders, that's 9% longer buffs. And that is significant. And in my opinion, I'm not going to pay an extra 40k platinum. Now, if you play a class that doesn't have buffs, that doesn't use buffs a lot, then yeah, absolutely get the Oath runes. I think the Oath runes for 50k is a pretty good deal. If you play a class that does not have buffs, then you will want to upgrade to Oath. Oath, the skill cooldown, 4% skill cooldown is incredible. Please like and subscribe for more amazing videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.